None of us are perfect. We all stumble. We all fall short of our ideals. But there's a difference between someone who makes mistakes and still strives to do better, and someone whose very pattern of life is malicious, manipulative, and harmful. It's a sad truth, but there are people in the world who want nothing more than to cause pain. Whether it comes from deep wounds in their past, a broken sense of self, or simply a hunger for power, these individuals are not concerned with your well-being. Their goal is to dominate, deceive, and drain. Stoic philosophy gives us the clarity to recognize these people and to guard our inner peace against them. Marcus Aurelius himself warned that each morning we should expect to meet people who are meddling, ungrateful, arrogant, deceitful, envious, and unsocial. That wasn't pessimism, it was preparation. The Stoics teach us that if we know what we're dealing with, we can't be caught off guard. So in this video, we'll explore 5 warning signs you're dealing with a truly evil person through the lens of Stoicism. These signs are not meant to fill you with fear, but to equip you with wisdom so you can protect yourself, strengthen your character, and walk through life with the same unshakable calm as a warrior who is trained in the hyperbolic time chamber. Let's begin. Sign 1. The urge to control. At the root of human behavior, there is always a pull toward power. We want to shape the world, to bend circumstances to our will. On its own, this is natural. But when this desire turns outward, when someone seeks to control not just their own mind, but your choices, your freedom, and your life, it becomes a clear warning sign. Stoicism teaches us that control, in its truest form, is never about others. Epictetus was clear: some things are up to us, and some are not. The only real mastery lies in our own thoughts, our own actions, our own judgments. A person who constantly tries to dominate others reveals 2 things: their own insecurity and their lack of wisdom. This control often hides under the disguise of love, care, or even protection. A partner may say, "I only want what's best for you," while cutting off your friends. A boss may claim, "I'm just pushing you to succeed," while disregarding your boundaries. The mask is convincing, but underneath is the same truth. They don't trust freedom. They don't trust you to be your own master. For the Stoic, this is the ultimate corruption of love. Real love allows freedom. Real care allows space. A controller's jealousy, their unfair demands, their insistence that your choices must bend to theirs, all of it erodes trust and creates invisible chains. Practical scenario. Consider Emma, who enters a relationship with someone who constantly checks in on where she is. At first, it feels like care, but soon he dictates which friends she can see, what she can wear, even when she should go to bed. Emma tries to justify it as protection, but the truth is, her life no longer feels like her own. What began as attention turns into control, and she realizes she has to reclaim her freedom. This is the Stoic test: recognizing chains for what they are and refusing to let them close around your soul. In relationships, this kind of control will always destroy what it claims to protect. It suffocates, it divides, and it leaves both people weaker. The Stoic response is not to fight fire with fire, but to recognize what is and to choose freedom. Seneca wrote, "Can you no longer see a road to freedom? It's right in front of you. You need only turn over your wrists." His reminder was that the chains of control are always illusory. The decision to live free, to guard your emotions, to refuse to be bent into someone else's mold is always within your power. So when you encounter someone whose instinct is to control, ask yourself, are they motivated by genuine care or by fear and selfishness? And most importantly, will you surrender your autonomy, or will you choose to stand firm in the one realm of control that no one can take from you? Your own mind. Sign 2. The mask of charm. At first, charm feels harmless. Someone smiles, they listen, they flatter you. Their presence feels like sunlight. But the Stoics warn us, not all that shines is gold. Sometimes charm is not warmth at all, it's camouflage. Evil people often use charm as a weapon. They appear kind, attentive, and generous, but every gesture comes with strings. A favor now becomes a debt tomorrow. Praise today becomes leverage tomorrow. Their sweetness isn't care, it's strategy. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself to look deeper than appearances, because appearances deceive. Stoicism trains us to ask, do their words align with their actions? Is their kindness consistent, or is it only present when it benefits them? Think of Frieza in Dragon Ball. He spoke with elegance, with calm, even with humor. But every word was poison, every smile a mask hiding cruelty. Frieza's charm wasn't sincerity, it was a cloak for domination. The Stoic doesn't reject charm outright, but we stay watchful. Genuine charm is steady, built on integrity. False charm cracks under pressure. So when you meet someone dazzling, pause, observe. As Epictetus said, appearances to the mind are of four kinds. Things are what they appear to be, or they neither are, nor appear to be, or they are, and do not appear to be, or they are not, and yet appear to be. Translation: don't be fooled by the surface. Look at the substance. That's how you guard your peace from the mask of charm. Sign 3: the absence of empathy. The third sign is the absence of empathy, the inability to see, feel, or care about the pain of others. Imagine an employer who knows an employee is caring for a sick parent, yet still demands late nights, no breaks, and no compassion. Imagine a partner who laughs at your struggles instead of lifting you up. These are not just flaws, they are signs of a hollow heart. Seneca said, "Wherever there is a human being, there is an opportunity for kindness." Evil people refuse this truth. They see opportunities not to give, but to exploit. They view people as tools, as stepping stones, as resources to drain. Practical scenario: David worked tirelessly for a company where his manager dismissed every request for time off, even after David's wife was hospitalized. Instead of support, he received sarcasm. Life happens, get over it. In that moment, David understood this was more than a bad boss. It was a lack of humanity. A Stoic would say, you cannot always escape such people, but you can refuse to let their lack of compassion infect your own spirit. By continuing to treat others with kindness, David held on to the one thing the manager could never take: his integrity. For the Stoic, empathy isn't weakness, it's strength. To care for others while still mastering yourself, that is true greatness. When you face someone who lacks empathy, you may not always be able to change them. But you can protect your own integrity by choosing to remain compassionate yourself. The Stoics remind us, you can't control how others treat you, but you can always control how you treat others, and no one can take that power from you. Sign 4: the web of lies. Lies are the favorite tool of the malicious. They create confusion, mistrust, and dependence. An evil person doesn't just lie to protect themselves, they lie to trap you. They change their stories constantly. They exaggerate their victories, minimize their failures, and explode in anger when caught. Their dishonesty corrodes trust, and without trust, no relationship or community can survive. Marcus Aurelius warned, if it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. To the Stoics, truth is sacred. Lies aren't just words, they are weapons that poison the soul. The Stoic response is simple, but not easy. Stay calm, stay clear. Document the truth. Don't get swept up in anger. Lies burn fast, but truth endures. Like stone weathering the storm, truth remains when deception crumbles. Sign 5: the mastery of manipulation. The final sign is the mastery of manipulation. Here, charm, control, and lies fuse together into a single weapon. The manipulator doesn't fight you directly, they twist your emotions. They make you doubt yourself. They make you question your instincts. They convince you that their voice is your own. Epictetus said, "It is not things themselves that disturb us, but our judgments about them." Manipulators know this. They don't attack your body, they attack your judgment. They plant fear, shame, or guilt until you hand them the keys to your mind. Practical scenario: consider Sarah, who had a friend that always played the victim. Whenever Sarah set boundaries, her friend would sigh and say, "I guess I just don't matter to you." Over time, Sarah began feeling guilty for living her own life. That's manipulation, the quiet twisting of emotions until you doubt your own worth. But by stepping back, journaling her values, and remembering Epictetus's teaching, Sarah saw through the strings. She realized that guilt was never hers to carry. And with that clarity, she broke free. But Stoicism arms us with a shield: self-mastery. If you know your values, no manipulator can rewrite your story. If you train your mind as Goku trains his body, daily, patiently, relentlessly, then no one can seize your freedom. Their strings fall useless when you refuse to dance. Conclusion: walking in wisdom life will always bring us into contact with those who mean us harm. But if we can recognize these 5 signs, the urge to control, the mask of charm, the absence of empathy, the web of lies, and the mastery of manipulation, then we can guard ourselves against their poison. The Stoics never promised a world without evil. What they promised was the strength to face it. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself daily that he would meet people who were arrogant, deceitful, and cruel. But he also reminded himself that he could remain just, honest, and kind, no matter what they did. That is the heart of Stoicism. Evil people will exist, but they cannot control your soul unless you hand it to them. True freedom is always yours to claim. So let us walk forward, not in fear, but in clarity. Train your mind as the Saiyans trained their bodies. Stand as steady as Goku before an overwhelming enemy. And remember, the greatest strength is not found in domination, but in mastering yourself. Thank you for watching. If you found value in this video, make sure to like, share, and subscribe for more insights on Stoicism and Dragon Ball wisdom. And I'll see you in the next one.